Cheers, legends. Sammy from Short and Stout Beer Reviews. We have another Hyperoo. Russian Rivers, Pliny the Elder, but we've got the double dry hop version this time. Really looking forward to this one. Obviously, the original was one of my bucket list beers, and yeah, I wanted to try it for so long. Finally got a chance to try it around the time I started my channel about a year ago. And yeah, it blew me away. So it'd be interesting to see how this goes. Relatively fresh too. I think it was brewed, yeah, sort of late January. So it's only considering it's come all the way from the States. Yeah, it's only like 2 months old or less than. So yeah, it should be pretty tasty. Russian River are based in like California. I think they've got two locations. It says here somewhere. Yeah, Santa Rosa and Windsor. It's like in a county in California. Got my posh glassware. Got to go the poshy for a beer of this quality. Hopefully everyone's having a decent week. It's obviously the weekend for me now, but I'm in the middle of 2 weeks holiday, so all the days are blending into one. I'll go through the chat first. Cheers, Rob. Cheers, Stewie. Yeah, it's one of those beers for sure. Inspirational. Human. Cheers, Daniel. Good to see you, mate. And I see Scott review things. He's just done a Pliny and a Heady Topper. So they were his two bucket list beers. A bit like me, a bit like a lot of people. He's finally got hold of them. So I think I haven't seen all the videos yet, but it seems like he rated the Pliny pretty high. Cheers, Drewy. Good to see you, dirtbag. I can't remember what Pliny is, but this one is 8%. Because I've only had Pliny that one time. So far I've had Pliny for president, and now this. Obviously haven't had the younger. I think younger's the hardest one to get because most of the time you can only sort of get it at the brewery. Cheers, Disco. Good to see you, mate. Hope you're well. Okay, let's get into it. So yeah, obviously first beer for the day. It's only 10 a.m. Saturday. I was sort of hoping Craig or Simo or someone to go live today, but there hasn't been any sign of it. The one morning I get up early and no one goes live. I mean, I could do a hangout, but I did a big one yesterday, so I can't really be bothered. Ooh, nice tight can. Oh, just a waft of like forest as soon as I opened it. I've got a bit of hay fever too, so apologies for my voice and the occasional sneezing. I sort of just, yeah, this one was spontaneous. I mean, I've had it sitting in the fridge now for, yeah, a couple of weeks maybe, but I just sort of decided to review it this morning when I woke up. So I haven't really prepared myself. I didn't really look into it much, like if it's like, yeah, ABV's the same or hops or any of that sort of stuff. So it smells unreal. So yeah, the carbonation I would say is probably medium. Color is like a dark straw. Probably about a 3 to 4 finger head. I would say medium body. But yeah, it looks pretty cool. Let's go a whiff. A whiff with my shitty sinuses. So you're getting like pine, resin, grass, big citrus, grapefruit, orange, maybe a touch of apricot as well. Maybe even a little touch of lemon zest. Smells awesome. Smells exactly what you want in a Westie. I would say like your sticky toffee, white bread. I feel like it's more bready than caramel, but you are getting both. There's a fly hanging around my dog and he keeps going. I can just see him out the corner of my eye. God, it smells good. As far as like, yeah, you can smell like it's sort of sweet citrus, but you get like some grapefruit pith. It's more of like a dry, sort of sharp pine. I'm not really getting like dankness. And there's maybe like a spice note there in the finish as well. But yeah, just going on aroma, like I mean, I had PLINY over just over a year ago. Yeah, like it. I can't really remember it, but if it's like it smells exactly the same as that or what. I am able to revisit Heady Topper as well, so that'll be good. Anyway, let's get into it. Enough smelling and talking. Cheers, guys. Oh, bitter, pithy grapefruit. Yeah, like resinous pine, like slightly woodsy. It's definitely got like a peppery note. The bitterness is like fierce. So you get that sweetness up front from the like the breadiness and the caramel. Sweetness sort of from the citrus. And then yeah, quite dry on the finish. Probably medium bitterness. And yeah, as I said, not really any dankness. But yeah, fucking fantastic. Definitely lives up to the hype. I heard my phone go off and I thought, I bet you it's some sort of marketing. And it was. Every time I wake up on a Saturday morning, you're always getting like text messages, like marketing ones. I don't know what it is. The body, I would say the body almost is like leaning towards full. It's quite smooth for what it is. The head sticks around. You can just tell it's like such a good quality beer. I have to remember to take a photo too. Let's check out some more comments, shall we? And yeah, who's having a drink in the chat? At least this time there would be people drinking. Too bitter for you, brother? Yeah, pretty sure it is too. Normally when it's like Yeah, like just a double dry hop version of it. They tend not to fuck around with anything apart from the hops. Unless it's like a completely like a they sort of bring an old beer back, they might make some subtle adjustments, but come on, Angus, stop making noise behind me. What do you mean by a Homer Simpson beer? Like a Duff? Like the appearance of it? It's funny, you can actually get Duff beers, and the cans like look exactly the same as what they did on the show. Oh, Angus, fuck's sake. Yep, yep. Yeah, well, on colour, like from what I remember, I reckon PLINY used to be slightly darker. Cheers, Angie. Good to see you. Yep. I've got flies buzzing around me. I've got dogs bloody scratching around me and making noise. Luckily, I'm in a good mood. It's funny though, they won't make a noise or do anything, and then as soon as you hit the live button, it's like, let's annoy the fuck out of me. But I love the little shits. So yeah, very simple can artwork. I mean, it always stands out with that big red circle and the font. So yeah, they just say on the can, doesn't actually sort of say if it's like an India Pale Ale or anything like that, but just says Pliny the Elder, 2-stage double dry hopped, Russian River Brewing Company. We were talking about Russian River the other day, and it came up that their their sours, like their wild beers, or it could have even been kettle sours, maybe both. But apparently they're really, really good and like underrated. And I have heard quite a few people say their lagers are really, really good as well. But yeah, just because there's so much hype around these beers, the other ones sort of don't get the credit they deserve. Yeah, good beer. I've had that a few times. Yeah. Yeah, Range Brewing here in Brisbane, Rob, that we've talked about before. They've just done 3 new beers I've ordered. One's a track collab, one's a beak, and one's a Daya. So yeah, 3 pretty good English breweries there. They've done a lot of stuff with English breweries. Mountain Culture have done a lot with US breweries. It's good that they're getting their names out there. We've got quite a few Australian breweries now going over to the Firestone Walker Festival, which is pretty big. And then I've noticed Future Brewing, they're only new here in Australia, but they've got a fair bit of hype. They're going over to that Beak Festival soon. I know Range have been there in the past. Range will probably be there again because I think they've been there every time. Yeah, I'm not sure. Um, they'll be arriving in the next few days, so I'll let you know like of the names of them and stuff. I have noticed when the Australian and the English breweries like they work together quite often if they're not released in the market, they might still get a couple of cans over and like sort of sell them on their web shops. There has also been times where they'll have the same recipe or the same beer, but it'll be like a different name and can artwork. That happened with there was a one drop Cloudwater collab, and it was Cloudwater's version whatever, their latest V one. That was with One Drop. And then One Drop's birthday beer was with Cloudwater, but they were I'm pretty sure it was the same beer, but they had a different name and different can artwork. Just because, like Cloudwater obviously had their V series, so they stuck to that, and then One Drop had a collection of cans that they wanted to all look the same. What, with one beer a year? Yeah, I've seen there's a shop in Melbourne that does stuff like Bellhaven, and like it has some sort of trad, like Innis and Gun and that sort of stuff. I just always look at them and wonder how long they've been sitting there for. I've even seen Bellhaven in my local Aldi store. I just don't think I've ever tried any of their stuff. Yep, that's the one. Cheers, Paul, brother. Good to see you. Yeah, I know you do. Just taking the piss. I know you'd like this one, Paul. So yeah, this is the double dry hopped version, dude. From what I remember, very similar to the original. I've only had the original once a year ago, so it's sort of hard to compare them, but I'm getting the same sort of notes and excitement and joy out of this one. Looks the part. I might have poured too much then. I need some for the photo. Yeah, I watched it. I just hadn't commented on it. It was good. You had the old pump going. Yeah, I seen how you had I Love Winter. What's his name? Malted Gentleman. Is it like I don't think I know him, but I just remember when Shane and a few of the Canadian boys did it, and then Shane was telling me I should do it. It would have been funny if it was I Love Summer and I was at the beach chugging a beer while they're all miserable in the snow. Cheers again, boys and girls. One thing that was good yesterday, just in the hangout we had, I had both members of FLX on. So yeah, it was good hanging out with Mike. He's a good bloke. Yeah, we I like we know each other fairly well, but obviously we're always hanging with Dan. So yeah, like it was good to get to know Mike better. And yeah, like we were hanging out at the end, just the two of us, and the amount of music, like very similar tastes, even like teenage years and that. So yeah, it was sort of the discussion just kept going on and on with music, and yeah, it's always good to have that common interest with people. It was one of those streams like me, Beer Man, Craig, and Josh. We just sort of started it up just as a follow up from that Brew Host stream. And I thought, oh, I'll just go for like an hour or two. And yeah, once again, it just kept going and going and going. Yep. Is he based in Canada or US? Cheers, Bill. I tell you what, the just get that lingering bitterness just sitting like down the back, just hovering around. It's pretty awesome. Good to see you too, Bill. You're certainly a local as far as this beer goes. Cheers, Hector. Yep. And there's a PLINY for president as well, which I had recently. From what I remember, PLINY for president was good, but probably not as good as the original. It's just hard when you've only ever had them once and like it's so long in between. I mean, it's not the sort of beer I can just get easily and have them side by side. If you could, that'd be awesome. Yeah, I noticed that you'd been posting that, and I thought that's got to be your band. Are you like in the photo? There's four guys. Are you down the bottom on the right? I sort of hadn't had a good look, but I thought, oh, it looks like you down the bottom. Anyway, back into it. But yeah, that pithy grapefruit's huge. It's like yeah, sort of like a cedary sort of thing, like a little spice note, slightly floral. The bitterness is, I feel like the bitterness is like at a good level. And like if you went higher in bitterness with this, it'd probably be too intense. Because yeah, it just hangs around. Like as I'm talking shit, I can just feel it sitting there, and it's awesome. You get that, yeah, that slight sort of marmalade quality because you're getting, yeah, like orange, yeah, apricot. I'm not a huge stone fruit fan, but I feel like if a beer's really citrusy and piney, like old school Westy, and you get that big apricot hit, I don't mind it. I just hate when a yeah, like a beer's real heavy with stone fruit, and that's sort of all you get, like apricot and peach. But yeah, fairly smooth. I think the body's spot on. It's not too light, which is good. Sort of like that, yeah, like high end medium. It's fairly full. You wouldn't want it too thick, this style. And yeah, just like the lacing on the glass, the head hanging around. Just you can just tell it's fucking supreme quality. See the hamster cage. Slightly better than Miller, but not as good as Bud. I tell you what, Bill, I might even go another Californian beer after this one. I do believe there is a nice little number in the fridge I haven't consumed yet. Nice little monkish beer. I can't remember the name of it, but I think it's a. I got a feeling it's a double hazy. At least with their hazies, they've got sort of characteristics that I like. Yeah. Cheers, Jagman. Yeah, there doesn't appear to be any UK hangouts like there normally is. I was a bit disappointed because I got up early for it, even like got straight in the shower, cooked up some breakfast, and yeah, no one was around. Yeah, monkish are unreal. To be honest, like out of all the US hype I've had plenty of it. I would rate monkish as one of my favourites. Monkish, Brew House, Russian River, Side Project, Bottle Logic, uh, Fidens, Treehouse. When Trillium are good, they're good. They went through a bit of a lull there, and then they come good again. Who else is a big fan of? Oh, Parish. I like Parish. Plenty of good beer anyway. North Park, that's another one I like. They're California. It's good though now that you've got California breweries doing really good hazies. I still think there's not enough breweries on the other side, sort of up in that northeast corner, doing good Westies. That's where they should shake it up, swap styles for a bit. Cheers, mate. Yep. I remember, yeah, when we kept telling you to go to that Everywhere Brewing. I had a couple of beers from them. They were good. Oh, yep, cool. That's what I wanted. I just wanted to do a review, and then I was hoping someone would go live because I couldn't be fucked hosting another one. I mean, it could all change later on when I'm pissed, but just for now, I just want to go up on a stream and just sort of hang and not have to worry about, yeah, control and stuff. Cheers, Jagman, for giving us the heads up. There's a couple of, I've noticed there's a few other ones getting about now that are still relatively small like me, so it's good to see. Um, there's one dude in particular, I reckon he's probably slightly younger than me. He does all different kinds of booze though, like he does spirits and he does a lot of pre-mixed drinks and stuff. Seems like a good dude. I reckon. See, I want people like that sort of. I want to get to know them so then we can do stuff together because it'd be awesome having a few Aussie guys to sort of do collabs with, and because at least you can get the same beers all the time. And yeah, I feel like there'd be a few out there that we'd probably get on really well, but we just don't know each other. Different parts of the country. Yeah, you just have nights like that. I had a day like that. I think it was not last weekend, the weekend before. I was just like, it was the day that I normally have the most drinks, and I cracked like one beer and just gave it up. I was like, nah, I don't feel like it today. But yeah, I should probably give this beer a score. We'll have another sip. I better leave some in it because I've got to take a photo. Can't be going a beer like this without a nice photo out in the backyard. So yeah, I think with Pliny, pretty sure I gave it a 4.7 or a 4.75. This to me, same score, around that mark. Absolutely banging, top notch as far as his style goes. Yeah, you can't really fault it too much. Bitterness there, just as I've been talking after I'll take sips, the bitterness just sits at the back of the palate, and like, yeah, it's just an awesome sort of feeling, especially when you're a real hophead like me. But yeah, like as I said, like it's got that slight touch of like caramel. It's not in your face like a Optimum or something like that. Very white bready. Um, yeah, as far as like your like grapefruit, orange, yeah, like apricot. It's like slightly jammy, sticky. Yeah, like pine resin, like a woodsy, cedary sort of thing. Touch of spice. Really good beer. Not sure what hops are in it, but I'm assuming it's probably the same as the original, but they've just gone at it again twice. Um, yeah, not much else I can say. Just if you can get your hands on one, definitely give it a go. And yeah, as I said, like Russian River and everything I've had from them's been banging, but yeah, I've only sort of had a select few. Be one of those breweries if I went to the States, they'd be one that I'd really love to check out. Um, yeah, that's about it, really. Thanks everyone for chiming in. And yeah, as I said, there may be another review today. If so, it's probably going to be a monkish beer. So yeah, two California beers in the one sesh. But yeah, I think Simo's going live, or he might already be live. So over in the UK, so gonna head over there probably and have a couple of VBs. Cheers, guys.